three people I talked here. But when you go to other parts of America, like the farmers belt and so on, Iowa, the Idaho, the Montanas, farmers are really suffering out there. But mainstream media, like the Foxes, the MS Now, and CBS and NBC, they're not really drilling down to those people and things. You understand? So a momentum is building, but the only people who could mess it up are the Democrats themselves, like some of the candidates, because there's a big move to get rid of the leader in the House, Hakeem Jeffries, and the leader in the Senate, Chuck Schumer. So people are saying that they're not, they're not, they're not, they're not serving the aims of the party. And even people like the governor of California, who clearly people like Newsom, they find that they're walking back on the whole thing with Iran and so on, that they're not coming out and looking to, people wanting to push a movement to call for a vote in Congress and in Congress, in the Senate and the House. They tried it last week and it failed. So that's what I'm saying. So whereas there is dissatisfaction, there's a poster by the name of Harry Enton, very interesting fellow on CNN. And his polls there show how underwater with the base Trump is. Trump has the worst rating right now for president in going into his second year of the second term.
Okay.
Right? In terms of he is like he has swung from like plus 17 to in some cases minus 27, minus 30. That's a big swing. That's a very big swing. Right now, I follow these things because there's a podcast and other people I watch and follow and so on. That's why I can tell you about these things. And that's what they are saying. Many people who are Republicans are saying they're not going to vote independent, or they want to vote Democrat, but they want to see some fight from the Democrats. They want to see that progressive wing of the party and people embrace people with the ideas like Mamdani and so on. And that is not happening. And that is a challenge that they will face leading up to the midterms in November. But what they are saying, how this Iran conflict goes, is either going to make Trump or break him. Because if he succeeds in what the objective was to Iran,
right,
he will say, all right, you see, the man was right, he was a great president. And if he fails, particularly if, like they are saying now, they are predicting now that he's looking to launch ground troops to invade Card Island and actually send paratroopers on the ground in Iran. They are saying if that fails, like what happened in 1979, when the Delta Force attempted to rescue the Iran hostages, that will be the end of his presidency. That will sink it. And, it would give the Democrats momentum to sweep the midterms and take control of the Senate and the House. Well, I know I've been long, but I just thought I'd give it out there to
I want to ask you this before you go, because I want to ask somebody this question, this burning question. Because today I was listening to the radio, right? And I heard a gentleman calling, and he said, the Hindus have somewhere to keep their Diwali celebrations. The Muslims have somewhere to keep their Muslim celebrations, right? Well, the Christians have their churches, right? But Emancipation don't have anywhere to keep their celebration. Now, to me, you correct me if you think I'm wrong. To me, all those people I call out there are religious bodies. The difference between them and Emancipation is that they are religious bodies.
Yes.
The Emancipation is not a religious body. So when you want to compare the Emancipation Committee to a Hindu organization or a Muslim organization, I think that is misleading.
Yes. And I would agree with you, and I would say that as learned as these people are, they conflate things, right? So the Mahasabha is a Hindu fundamental organization to seek their interests, right? But as I said, the foundation is a religion. Same thing with Asja, same thing with the Presbyterian. You understand? Same thing with
Yes.
Anglican, but same thing with the Catholic and the celebration of Corpus Christi and so on. But emancipation, self celebration was never linked to any particular religion or any particular sect. It covered all the descendants of the formerly enslaved, whether you be Christian, whether you be Orisha, whether you be spiritual Baptist, Pentecostal, wherever. That's what I'm saying. Now, to my mind, I believe the dedication of Mandela Park and the change of the name from King George the Park, to me, I think that that was a space that was given for that, because there was a group of persons who said that, hey, the site of there, in addition to the St. James Barracks, was once a place where the enslaved were held and I think actually sold there. Again, there's another narrative that says some part in East Corner Spain where there's the Emancipation statue that was dedicated and consecrated there close to Columbus statue. That was also a space where the former enslaved at that time was sold in auction and so on. Right? So what I'm saying is, if there are different places in the country that you have associated with the period of enslavement and so on, even the site of the old treasury building down there on Independence Square, they say that is where the governor at the time read the proclamation, and that is where the main stage for the Emancipation parade is built. So what they have to do is come together, come with something comprehensive and cohesive, and say, listen, we would like this site dedicated to emancipation. Call it Emancipation Park or whatever. Because where the villages, the villages be kept in the village, you are so village that be kept in the Queen's Park Savannah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pastor? So come on, make a cohesive, coherent argument that makes sense and not be for what you want. Right? But you see, they're doing that to this administration because you know what they will say, right?
They don't say that already. They're saying that the UNC does be more, does give more, and I don't know if that is true.
Yeah.
I don't know if that is true that UNC does give more to Emancipation Village than the PNM. I don't know if that is true.
And what's your wicked these people are, Pastor? When Dr. Rowley proclaimed it, renamed it African Emancipation Day, the loudest objection came from them. Could you believe that? Could you believe that? The gentleman said that there is no need to call it African Emancipation Day because everybody is aware that the enslaved were Africans. Missing the point of why Dr. Rowley gave it that name identification. And these are the people who want me to take them seriously. Sorry, Pastor, I can't.
And the reason why Dr. Rowley, because I was right there at the press conference when Dr. Rowley would have made the announcement, and he said the reason why they are naming it African Emancipation, he said because he want to make sure and identify who has been emancipated, because there are a lot of people out there who believe that they are emancipated, but this is specifically to African people.
Thank you. And other communities were trying to move in on the emancipation, just like what we see in certain metropolitan areas. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Right?
And you know why we're talking here? Trying to find the video with the vote when they would have proclaimed, or when they would have said that it is an official crime or what happened to African people with slavery.
123 boy, 123 to 3. That was the vote.
I tried to find it.
USA, Israel, and Argentina. And did you hear why Europe abstained? The whole European Union except Netherlands. They abstained because in the proclamation the word Davis is included. And in their opinion, greatness means there's a gradation in the level of suffering. So therefore, they couldn't support it on that. You believe these people, Pastor? That was the reason of the European Union. Right? But I am glad that the proclamation came about in the timing of the second decade for people of African descent. I know many people not aware of that. But the second decade continues until the end of this current decade, going into the next decade. Because the grand experience after the first 10 years. So it began in 2025 and will continue to 2035. Right? The second decade for people of African descent. You know, and I will wager at some point to probably link up with Dr. Lavelle and have him come back and explain to us the importance of that in addition to the reparations issue. And now that this thing has been declared, Pastor, it would mean that the reparation issue could now have some teeth to go forward. Because that is what official recognition by the United Nations brings it. It gives it weight, and not just for us in the Caribbean and other people in the Caribbean. And it was important that it was Ghana that took that resolution to the floor for voting on the floor of the General Assembly. It was very important that it was Ghana that did that. Thanks a lot, Pastor.
You're
for the
welcome.
opportunity.
You're welcome, sir. All right, so taking your calls 464-7003, 464-7003, 464-7003. Yeah, so I don't know, some people are so, I don't know, boy. Some people just like to hear themselves, I'm convinced about that too. There are some people who like to hear themselves on radio, on talk show, on all kind of things. They just like to hear themselves. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, Pastor Hugo. Good night.
Good evening, sir.
And all the best for you for the sort of Liberation Day after this celebration today and all the callers tonight.
Well, it's really Liberation Day, Baptist Liberation Day.
Yes, Baptist Liberation Day.
Yesterday I would have heard, Saturday I would have heard Senator Foster Cummings saying that it is not Shouta Baptist Day, it is the Baptist Liberation Day.
It was Shouta Liberation Day?
No, it's Baptist Liberation Day.
Oh, okay, alright. But thanks for the correction, Baptist Liberation Day. You was talking about the NJAC and them, and they was trying to what? They was trying to say that they supposed to be repeat what you're saying, but then they find that they're not they're supposed to be something.
No, what I said was that a gentleman was saying on a radio station today that the way how that the Emancipation Committee should be treated the way how the Hindus are treated, the Catholic, the Muslims, right? The way how the religious organizations are treated, he believed that the Emancipation Committee should be treated the same way when they are not a religious organization.
No, religious organization. You understand? Them is not religious. You understand? The Hindus and them and all the other religions, they can call on the members to get to pay offerings, to pay tithes, to pay things to help the church and to help to reach out to people, to help other people who in need and all that. But the Emancipation Support Committee is an African-based thing. They have nothing to do with religion. Leave them out to get help. Them have to go and ask the government for money. Them can't go, well, at least they could go, but they would hardly ever get help from African people except to give them money to do anything. When they go get little crumbs, they don't really get money and they don't set to really build up a community center or to build something for the African people. You understand? Most of the religion organizations, the Catholic, the Presbyterian, the Hindu, the Muslim, they have a structured, well-organized organization where they could ask for the members who is members of the faith for money, and the members would distribute money.
All right.
These people and them could do that. If they do it, they will hardly get the kind of financial support from NDF members and who the youngest and the African people. Some of them they ain't going to really get them the kind of money they want to really do what they want to do. So that's like chalk and cheese. It's no comparison.
Thank you very much.
You understand?
Yeah, man.
So, yeah.
All right.
All right. Good night.
Same to you. All right. So you continue to take your calls 464-7003. 464-7003. So here now we're talking about, and so while we're talking, right? So we looked at a clip a while ago of the Prime Minister, right, in the Baptist celebration. All right, let's take this call. All right, let's take this call. Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon, Pastor.
Good evening, sir. 10%.
Pastor. Pastor, I mean, with regards to Tobago, I was voting. And I never thought I would have said this. But I am not all about it. I'm always kind of happy to pick Parliament for because the family can't blame this on the government, you know. Because the party he's entwined with is in charge, and I will listen. I will decide to pay attention to Dr. Fali, and rightly so. Fali hold or change. Fali don't give us again. You can imagine if this was what happened and Pena was in power. You can imagine Fali how he like him. He like him. Yeah,
I could just imagine. They would have come in town and protest.
Pena in power. His friends in power. So you know he can't open up. He like a school boy. The man barely even hearing Fali voice. And with regards to our this lady, I mean last week she was in a mosque. And she come now and telling people she's a Baptist. And she going to be a Catholic. She going to be a Presbyterian. Okay, you see, when this man, when they come around religious to try and get rights, to try and get vote, I have an issue that. Because we both know, Pastor, you can't be too religious. Yeah, Pastor?
The Prime Minister says she's a Baptist Hindu. Who is you to say you can't be too? Hey, don't dare me. I will play for you where she said that she is a Baptist Hindu.
I said that right.
No, I want to play. I want to play fresh. Fresh.
She before that she said back in 16, yeah. She said she's a Baptist. I see a Baptist.
Well, let me play for she. I'm gonna play her playing. I'm gonna play her saying, sorry, that she's a Baptist Hindu.
I hear that. I was new about it.
All right, so take a listen.
And so they've been yearning, moaning, groaning, shouting, we want a secondary school. And Cabinet, we agree, ministers, we will give to the Shelter Baptist their secondary school. We will work with them. So in this wonderful time, Minister Michelle Benjamin made a very important point. There was a time when she said about discrimination, and she tried to clear up some misconceptions, that persons of the faith were ashamed to be seen or heard talking in the faith of the spiritual Shelter Baptist. I knew that. I was a little child when my father took me down to Queen Anne Beach with my sisters and brothers, and we were baptized, and we continued to go to church and so on. Down in Pinal, there was a Baptist church there, Reverend Mother. They took us as little children, and they trained us. My father came from Brahmin Hindu Pandit. So that side of the family trained us as well. So I'm only half Hindu, half Baptist. But above all, I'm a child of God. I am a child of God. And we respect all faiths. And I'm saying we must provide for the future. On this great day then, Michelle, Benjamin, Minister, I agree. Let us make a joyful noise unto the Lord. And let us remember we are all children of God. We are not of a lesser class. Mention, they were ashamed. You could imagine me. This little coolie girl from down wherever. Reverend Mother tied my head. She always talks about it, how she tied our heads and sent us forth to be good people. And so we do our best on this side. We don't make promises or stand up and say things. You've never done a single thing for the children of the faith.
Because, sorry, 48-4.
Yes,
Are you going to allow that word and Hansard
you cannot
in this parliament? I'm sorry? Mr. Speaker, are you going to allow that word and Hansard in this parliament? 48-4.
It's not a question of allowing the word, it's an anecdote being given. It's not a question of it being directed to anyone. I think we need to understand allowing words on Hansard has nothing to do with anecdotal evidence. It has to be if it's directed to members. Continue.
I call myself that because I know some others on that side do the same. I'm not ashamed. You said worse. You have said worse. You have said worse. So, Speaker, let me finish my greetings. I don't want to offend the chair. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but birds, all those words, will never hurt me. Never hurt me. And I close now. I say greetings to the Spiritual Shouter Baptists. Greetings to the entire nation, Trinidad and Tobago, on this very important, when we can reach here now, 75 years later, Minister, you said, to reach where we are today, we are on a good footpath, we're on a good walkway, Minister Alexander, we are in a good place. This is Trinidad and Tobago, and we will fix it, and we will make TNT better. Blessings to each of you, and I thank you very much.
You know, I just want to say, if Brian Manning has stood up in the parliament and say, this nigger boy from Cookie, I am sure the UNC would have got up and say imputing improper motive, Mr. Speaker. And the Speaker would have said to him, take it back or refrain from using such language. Honestly, if Brian Manning had said, I am a little nigger boy from Cookie or from Marabella, they would have said imputing improper motive and have quoted from the standing orders. But that biased speaker, and I want to talk about that too, because I was listening to a radio program again, and here a man calling and saying how the opposition did not oppose the Speaker of the House when he was voted in, when he was brought in. First to begin, as Dominic Romain said, nobody knew who was going to be the Speaker of the House. Nobody. Nobody knew who was going to be the Speaker of the House, number one. Number two, when the Speaker of the House was put in, I often ask myself, when I had Brian Manning on with me, every time I asked Mr. Manning something about the Speaker of the House, he would always try to divert from the question, not answer the question, try and swingle his way away from it. I dare ask him. I call him, I say, Brian, why every time I ask you about the Speaker of the House, you always try to avoid the question, evade the question? He said to me, because I can be hauled before the Integrity Commission, And he said, they could do two things. They could remove me from the house for the rest of these sit-ins, or they can discipline me in different ways. And I was like, okay, but those are things that need to be that the nation need to be educated about. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Let me be short. Let me be direct. So, the Honorable Prime Minister says she is a Baptist Hindu.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. I waiting to see Gopi Singh, the little young man that was sitting down next to her. But
he was right there.
All the other ministers, I waiting on them to put on their garments. I want them to come and tell the nation that they are also supporting Baptist Hindu.
So
I want to hear that.
Wait, just now. There is a picture with all of the names that you call out there. There is a picture with all of them. I'll put up the picture in a little bit. Go ahead.
Yes, there's a picture. But where's the audio?
Audio of what?
The only person that put on the audio is Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bisesa. Mr. Google, I'm too big and too old to be fooled in this world. Right? And I will not let people fool me or make a fool of me. If they do not like my opinion, I respect that. I respect their opinion. But you have to respect mine. I will not let someone make a fool of me. Thank you.
All right. But there is a picture of all of them at the Baptist celebration. Right, look at here. Yeah, man, there's a picture of all of them at the Baptist celebration. I want to put it up just now. There's a picture of all of them, man. In the Baptist celebration. All of them. All of them. Let me tell you who in the picture. You have Dr. Munilal in the picture, Barry Padrat in the picture, Roger Alexander in the picture, Jolene John in the picture, Miss Bisesa in the picture, and Miss Michelle Benjamin. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, so I know one of my call job just started. And and we were saying, don't get what they want. You can imagine a parent use the N-word
to describe himself?
To describe himself?
Nah, man, they will crucify him.
All them will talk so much in the morning, but he clear on that. All of them. But you know what? She can say what she wants. And it was okay. It was okay, man, because last time I checked, that was a very statement. Last time I checked, that was, so how can we possibly want that word to be answered? How can we possibly be a responsible speaker and intel one to retract that? But you know, if and with that was kind of some I know I can't listen because that's well, you know that as you yourself when you used to work in the office, if anything off that on the back while the other people say what the hell they want, but anything any left movement anybody would that but the other people who was right after you can say what they want and tightening in them. That's so that I don't take on that because I don't know that's a long time that bias. Because with let's see now if statutory really that because Dr. Oli and
But who appoints the board of that?
Definitely government.
Thank you. So how they could be not biased?
So I waiting to see what they want to say about this, because this is a documentary statement. Anyhow, that being said, I have nothing to say now. I have nothing to say. I your partner come to bed and do damage control. You get?
No.
I was saying again.
Is it a Facebook clip?
No, TikTok.
No, I ain't get that. Send it to 464-7003.
I send that to you. I go look at that.
464?
I said the number for you. I send it.
Nah, me not. I ain't seen it like that.
Well, I go look back and then your father come out to the damage control.
Who is that?
Heavy.
Oh, that video. Yeah, but you do damage control there.
You try to do the damage control and talking about course training. You don't know when Dr. Ali said was training until 2027. How he and his friend John?
Yeah, but I hear you.
So he going now to tell me was training because he got work. I'm not really right. Later.
All right, caller. I know what we talking about. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Caller?
Evening, Pastor Google.
You have to load on your TV.
I turn off my TV. I lower it down,
All right.
The Mr. who called on the radio station, I call him constructive conversation. He's a member of the scrap iron business. He always talking about the breakfast shell and in the market and this and that and the Emancipation Committee. Every time, and he's the one who say that under the UNC, the Africans get more thing. But when the host challenged him the second time, because he come back talking to challenge him. He said, well, I know. She said, let me talk to somebody else, because this man is coming up with the same thing over and over and over. He used to have a paid program on the other station where you used to work.
Yeah.
He had a paid program there every Thursday. And he always say he had supported the NJAX. He had the first party he ever vote for, but then after all his calling, he's a PNM. Oh, and this and that and the other. I fed about that man.
You let us still listen to that station?
No, I don't listen to that station again. I will listen to the one where you're here. I used to listen to them and I turn to when you was working and when you and Sharon leave. And all it wasn't on the TTT station, I'll turn back to them because I'd rather listen to them than to listen to anybody on your past working place.
All right, then. Thank you very much.
Okay, have a good night, Pastor.
Same to you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Someone sent me a message from America saying, the gas prices affecting me, Pastor Google. Food prices going up. So that person sent me that message letting me know that gas prices is affecting them and food prices are going up in America. All right. I wanted to get some calls from America earlier on this evening when the program started. We wanted to get some calls from America letting us know how is it, or what is going on, what is happening in America. We saw where over the weekend there was a lot of protests. And on top of that, we see where people are coming out and making statements. And there are persons who are saying that the midterm is going to be very different. Very, 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 very different. So that is something that we were talking earlier on. And that's why this person sent a message. Hello, good evening, sir.
Good night.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, cool man. What's going on with you?
Hi, cool.
Talk to me, you're live.
I want to ask the Prime Minister to produce a birth certificate.
Or what will be on her birth certificate? If it would be Baptist or if it would be Hindu?
Yeah.
Most likely it would be Hindu.
Well, all right. So that proved the point.
Most likely on her certificate it would be Hindu.
Or any official documentation that will ask you what is your religion, Anglican, Roman Catholic, Hindu, others, which one? You can never be Baptist Hindu. You're either or. That's one.
Right.
That's one. Two, that misinformation that you're portraying to the Baptist people that you're so care, that's just mamagism.
The sad thing about it is, caller, Ms. Bissessa stood up in the Parliament and told the opposition, PNM, that they did nothing for the Baptist community.
And that is so untrue.
She said that they did nothing. Only did nothing. First to begin, the Baptist community got land in Kuva.
Yes. I was just about to bring up that point.
On top of that, they also got money to build their convention center and a cathedral.
Yes. Lovely. Thank you very much.
They also got land for a burial ground so that they wouldn't have to fight up with the Hindu, Muslim, Christian, everybody for burial. Right. They have their own burial ground.
Right. Previously, before that, which administration built the Fifth Company Baptist School in Fifth Company
PNM
in Yanwok?
PNM.
Okay. So how could you, Anasan, accuse the PNM administration of not doing anything for the Baptist community? I don't want to disrespect your show, but I will use the word that is being hypocritical. Very hypocritical. Right? And the other point, you see that, Mr. Speaker? You see that, Mr. Speaker of the House, Pastor Kuko? I don't want to disrespect your show. I don't want your show to be red flag, right? But that is a very disingenuous Speaker of the House. Very disingenuous, right? He is not neutral. And I will give you a background history of his past.
Well, I think everybody knew it, but the judgment?
Not only on the judgment, he is a convicted criminal.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, the judgment.
Yeah. I know about him. Right? So he can't come and tell nobody nothing in the Parliament to make it feel that he's all of that. He's a convicted criminal. Fortunately for him, he won his appeal. And he was allowed by the Law Association to get back his license to practice law. So he is in no position to judge nobody. I know him personally. When I say personally, I know about him. I know about his history. Right? He is in no position. Right?
Yeah, man.
And that terminology, thirdly, that terminology that she used to describe herself, and Hassan, I don't want to repeat the connotation, that is unparliamentary. That is very unparliamentary. Had it been a member of the opposition, you would not hear the end of it. Because when Dr. Rowley spoke out against her allegation about Balize House being funded by the mafia,
the drugs,
right, and the pedophiles, and when Dr. Rowley he had a press conference with the media, you didn't hear the end. People only conveniently heard the word JAMMET. These people, I describe them as born-again hypocrites, misleading the people and lying to the population and making the people them feel that they're in support of them when they're not in support of nobody but themselves. Pastor Google, have a good evening, sir.
Thank you very much. So let me move on quickly. I want to show you all this video. I have another video I want to show you guys. Is it this? No, it's not this video. Alright, let's see. Come on. Where's the video? Alright. Let me get those other videos in the meanwhile. So there's some other videos I want to show you guys of some things that happened in the news today. I want to play it for you guys. So this was the main story in the news tonight. What am I talking about? I'm going to play it for you now. Alright, so this is what was one of the main headlines in the news tonight. And I'm going to play it for you guys. Take a listen to this.
Tonight, nurses say they are ready to return to work at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex if hospital management agrees to meet with them. Letitia Stevens, Industrial Relations Officer for the Trinidad and Tobago National Nursing Association, told CNC3 News that nurses are demanding proper nurse-to-patient ratios to protect lives. In response to reduced overtime rates, nurses are staging sick-outs in solidarity with colleagues at the hospital in Mount Hope. Now, they have launched a petition calling for the NCRHA chairman, Dr. Tim Gopi Singh, to be removed from office. Stevens said the resulting staff shortages should not be seen as punishing patients, but as a call for urgent action. They want the impact will worsen as the week progresses, demanding the reinstatement of the $75 per hour overtime allowance, up from the current $60, and payment for hours already worked. One visitor, Len Salvery, told CNC3 News the situation at the hospital is the worst he has ever seen, with patients left in hallways pleading for help.
But she is on a chair there for 3 days, not a bed. Nobody going to no ward because you have no nurses or no ward. You have no nurses in the hospital, brother, to see about patients. That is the kind of chaos our hospital is in.
Well, CNC3 News also spoke to the relative of a man at the hospital since last Wednesday awaiting a bed. The relative, Jason Miller, called the newsroom from Canada to voice his displeasure in what has been unfolding.
We rather that person die, and then we will show the government that we nurses, we want more money, or we want whatever, right? Seriously? Life over what? That doesn't make any sense to me, though. And it doesn't make any sense to me. I can't wrap my mind around these type of thinking. I don't understand this. Ethically, nothing.
Now, CNC3 News understands that staffing shortages today extended to the Mount Hope Women's Hospital at the St. Joseph Health Centre, while no staff reported for duty at the operating theatre of the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex. Well, calls and messages to Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo and Minister in the Ministry Dr. Rashad Citron went unanswered. We await responses from President of the TNT National Nurses Association, Edie Stewart. Well, on the back of that story, today we asked, should the Prime Minister intervene to end the impasse impasse between the RHAs and the nurses.
I think there should be some intervention of some kind, yes, definitely.
Well, of course, it's healthcare, and I think that they deserve a raise in salary because every day you're sacrificing to go out on a job, right? I mean, a healthcare system is not a safe place because at the same time, we have a lot of diseases going around and they're risking their lives.
So, of course, because at the end of the day, cost of living keep going up, and it's unfair for somebody to be working on a 2013 salary in the year 2026. So if by any means they find other ways of bringing up their salary, whether it's overtime, to assist with cost of living, then yeah.
Yeah, because, well, they're trying their best to help people and they should raise the wage.
Well, if I'm being fair to the government section answer, because while I do understand their position on the standardization should not result in professionals earning less, especially in a field as critical as healthcare, right? Nurses are already working under immense pressure, and reducing their capacity to earn only adds to the problem, not provides a solution.
Yes. What you put you there for? And all the way put you there? Right, so you have to take care of the people.
Tonight, nurses say they are ready to return to work at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex if hospital management agrees to meet with them. Letitia Stevens, Industrial Relations Officer for the Trinidad and Tobago National Nursing Association, told CNC3 News that nurses are demanding proper nurse-to-patient ratios to protect lives. In response to reduced overtime rates, nurses are staging sick-outs in solidarity with colleagues at the hospital in Mount Hope. Now, they have launched a petition calling for the NCRHA Chairman Dr. Tim Gopi Singh to be removed from office. Stevens said the resulting staff shortages should not be seen as punishing patients, but as a call for urgent action. They want the impact will worsen as the week progresses, demanding the reinstatement of the $75 per hour overtime allowance, up from the current $60, and payment for hours already worked. One visitor, Len Salver, told CNC3 News the situation at the hospital is the worst he has ever seen, with patients left in hallways pleading for help.
But she is on a chair there for 3 days, not a bed. Nobody going to no ward because you have no nurses on no ward. And have no nurses in the hospital, brother, to see about patients. That is the kind of chaos our hospital is in.
Well, CNC3 News also spoke to the relative of a man at the hospital since last Wednesday awaiting a bed. The relative, Jason Miller, called the newsroom from Canada to voice his displeasure in what has been unfolding.
We rather that person die, and then we will show the government that we nurses, we want more money or we want whatever, right? Seriously? Life over what? That doesn't make any sense to me, though. And it doesn't make any sense to me. I can't wrap my mind around these type of thinking. I don't understand this. Ethically, nothing.
Now, CNC3 News understands the staffing shortages today extended to the Mount Hope Women's Hospital and the St. Joseph Health Centre, while no staff reported for duty at the operating theatre of the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex. Well, calls and messages to Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo and Minister in the Ministry Dr. Rashad Citron went unanswered. We await responses from President of the TNT National Nurses Association, Edie Stewart. Well, on the back of that story, today we asked, should the Prime Minister intervene to end the impasse between the RHAs and the nurses?
I think there should be some intervention of some kind, yes, definitely.
Well, of course, it's healthcare, and I think that they deserve a raise in salary because every day you're sacrificing to go out on a job, right? I mean, a healthcare system is not a safe place because at the same time, we have a lot of diseases going around and they're risking their lives.
So, of course, because at the end of the day, cost of living keep going up, and it's unfair for somebody to be working on a 2013 salary in the year 2026. So if by any means they find other ways of bringing up their salary, whether it's overtime, to assist with cost of living, then yeah.
Yeah, because, well, they're trying their best to help people and they should raise raise the wage.
Well, if I'm being fair to the government of Trinidad and Tobago, while I do understand their position on the standardization should not result in professionals earning less, especially in a field as critical as healthcare, right? Nurses are already working under immense pressure, and reducing their capacity to earn only adds to the problem, not provides a solution.
Yes. What you put you there for? And all the way put you there? Right, so you have to take care of the people.
You know what never ceases to amaze me is that somebody, somewhere, can wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I am going to be a government minister. I have a business, I have connections, I am going for screening, and I am going to represent a certain area in Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm going to win this election. I'm going to win votes, and I'm going to win for my party. End up in Parliament, a big dunce, knows nothing about nothing, sits in Parliament with a suit or high heel shoes, and this man look pretty for the camera. Ask him a question, they can't answer because a dunce do nothing. You trying to tell me that that person deserves 3 times his salary? You think that that person deserves that money they're getting when the money come? You think so? I don't think so. You guys have been stifling nurses for the longest while. Nurses working on 2013 salary and all the fine and normal. Or let's see somebody stupid or some kind of thing. Everything going up, everything going up, everything is going up in the supermarket. Prices for everything is exceeding. And you're trying to tell me I must work on a 2013 salary. Then on top of that, the little pool money I get, they go and cut that. Man, I don't know if you need to hear this, but 14 days sick leave, 14 days casual leave, and there's this thing called emergency leave. Women have PV bleed by 3 days. 3 days? That's crazy. Make sure you take your iron tablets because, you don't want something to happen. No. Women have vomiting and diarrhea. They be home for 3 days, because that's highly infectious. You don't want to get your colleague sick and you don't want to get the patient sick either. Sneezing, coughing, runny nose. Did you do a COVID test? No. Maybe you should get one. And even if it's negative, it is still a bit infectious. I don't want you to be around patients and your colleagues. That's crazy. That's crazy. According to the previous First Lady, Michelle, when they go low, we go lower. Lower than the white line. You dig?
You know what is a community center? It means that it's a center for the community.
Given that the U.S. intervention, right, what are you noticing as it pertains to the Trend the Aragua gang in Trinidad and Tobago? You noticing a peg back of the gang members? What you noticing since U.S. intervention about the Trend the Aragua gang in this country?
I want to tell you, but I don't want to tell you at the same time.
Tell me anything.
Well, what I can tell you is this. A lot of observation has been made. Probably you have some good ones.
While making his way to Parliament earlier today, Alexander evaded our questions.
So there was an accusation by an attorney that you met with gang leaders in prison before being elected. Anything you could tell us, Minister? Minister?
From the reports you've gotten so far, have they found anything outside of marijuana in the schools? Like, let's say, other substances, other types of drugs, whether it be Molly, ecstasy?
If I just had a banana, would you see it? Some attorneys, they are taking milk from their own cow and drinking it. It's not for sale sometimes, but they are taking milk from the cow and drinking it. So they are talking on behalf of themselves and sometimes not even on behalf of their client.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
No, the reason why I played that is because of what I played before. The young lady said that politicians working for more money than them, and when you listen to their conversation and they can't even answer a question, my mind just run on that particular politician. That particular politician, my mind just ran straight to him. I don't know why. I could be wrong. Maybe it's he she talking about. Me could be wrong. But for me, from the time she said what she said, my mind run on that politician. Yes, Mr. 10%.
Hey, Pastor, I was going for back now. I was going for back now. Are you going for now, man, boy?
Because of what the young lady said?
We know I had
to show you sometimes. Let me tell you something, Somehow let us forget. Some of you, listen to me. Some of all just forget. Look, somebody said, look, let me tell you this. Somebody said something here. Somebody said, you see today UNC was giving them Baptist gift cards for Pennywise and money gift cards. You will see how they going back and vote UNC. You know how people just type now. So the person saying, you see today UNC giving them Baptist gift cards for Pennywise and money gift cards. You will see how they going back and vote for UNC. That's what the person said.
That's shock, man. I know, but my problem is, Pastor.
What is your problem?
Who is Tim go be saying to take off $15 or for the people incentives?
The man said, remember, Eddie Stewart was here, and Mr. Stewart said that the CPO tell them that they cannot be paying so much in pool. Port of Spain cannot be paying so much in pool.
Really?
Yes.
Well, the CPO and go business will go on the water and change pampers and put on band-aids. Because how you could tell you not say no, you're not in nobody's shoes. But you could tell them what the car got, really? Really? That's how we're working it? Well, let him go business and the CPO go on the ward. I'm very sorry. Because all have to be mad. You cannot be saying AC office and telling people who spending 14 and 15 hours a day on a ward. They're very in a churn. And you tell them they can't get that kind of money. Who is you that tell the people are all mad? All of a sudden in AC office and just using a pen and telling a man or woman when he or she can get. Are you mad? Well, like I say, let him go be sing and the CPO go up all in one and change pampers and put on band-aid. That's what I'm saying. Go on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So see, I-95 have a notice here. Emergency meeting held at MT Mount Hope today. NCRHA Chairman Tim Kopi Singh reportedly held an emergency meeting with management at Mount Hope today. He was seen leaving. He promised shortly after 2 p.m. No word yet on what transpired in the meeting. Interesting. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
You're Pastor Google?
Yes, sir.
Oh, am I live?
You're live.
Oh, yes, sorry about that. Oh, yes, I would like to ask a question.
Go ahead.
Okay. Could you remember sometime early last year that it had on a Monday night forum as a former senior health government official made a statement stating that the health minister at that time, Terence D. Elsing, is the worst health minister in the history of Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh yes.
Can you remember that?
Yes.
I would like to ask right now, what is the position of that same individual who made that statement right now, since all these things is happening right now in the health sector in Trinidad and Tobago right now? I want to know where is that person right now, and if he will retract that statement or he will stay with that statement.
Well, I feel
because all what is taking place right now,
yes.
we never had that problem.
Thank you. Thank you. You're right, caller. Caller?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for calling, and don't be a stranger. You're a first-time caller.
I'd like to let you know, I'm not a stranger to you. I'm one of your family members.
You're one of my family members?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Let's say you didn't appeal.
Hey! Thank you very much for calling, sir.
Remember to I'll give you a call?
Yes, man. Yes, man. I appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you very much. Good show, Pastor Google.
Thank you very much for calling, man.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Bye-bye. Hey, you see how life is whenever you call it. Yes, so look at it steady. Well, let's steady. Anyway, so we're moving on. Because it's already 10:25, and I want to make sure and put in this video. I want you all to listen to this, because I have a follow-up video to this one. But I want to just remind Olena, the young lady said, people like the minister played earlier on, making more money than nurses. Is that right? Can't even answer a question. Is that right? Food for thought. Is it right that a minister making more money than a nurse? Oh, please spare us. So we're going into our final discussion here this evening. Take a listen to this, Ole. Take a listen to this. Please take a listen to this.
Minister of Energy and Energy Industries, question number 48.
Mr. Shiva Ramnarayan was hired as Vice President of Finance on October 14, 2025. The position of Vice President, Finance, Technology and Risk was advertised internally and externally in September 2025 in accordance with NGC's employment policy.
Speaker to the Minister of Energy and Energy Industries. Is the Minister aware that Mr. Shiva Ramnarayan was terminated from both CAL and TSTT under questionable circumstances?
Next question.
Afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Hope you're having a great Palm Sunday. So here is one now. On Friday in the House, I was probing and asking some questions that to ensure accountability, to ensure transparency, especially at NGC and in the energy sector, because I'm quite concerned about what is going on in the energy sector and in particular at NGC. So firstly, I was asking a set of questions about Mr. Shiva Ramnarayan and his recent hiring at NGC, and in particular, based on the fact that he was terminated under questionable circumstances from both CAL and TSTT. Well, when I started to probe, no answers from the minister, and then the questions were being blocked. Secondly, I started to ask questions with respect to the refinery restarting, because of course last week we found out an Italian firm got a contract for $50 million US, 350 million TT dollars, a contract. So I started to ask some questions there. And in particular, when I started to touch on TN Ramnath and the Minister of Energy and possible meetings that they may have had with this Italian firm, I was blocked. Well, hear what Birdie is telling me between yesterday and today. Apparently, someone in the Parliament with authority in the House was, maybe still is, I ain't sure, the lawyer for both T.N. Ramnath and Shiva Ramnarayan. So I say, what trouble is this? So Trinidad and Tobago. That is what is going on in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. Well, I ain't giving it up. Continue to pursue, I shall. Take care.
The Speaker, to the Minister of Energy and Energy Industries, question number 48.
Mr. Shiva Ramnarayan was hired as Vice President of Finance on October 14, 2025. The position of Vice President, Finance, Technology and Risk was advertised internally and externally in September 2025 in accordance with NGC's employment policy.
Speaker, to the Minister of Energy and Energy Industries, is the Minister aware that Mr. Shiva Ramnarayan was terminated from both CAL and TSTT under questionable circumstances?
Next question.
Afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Hope you're having a great Palm Sunday. So here is one now. On Friday in the House, I was probing and asking some questions that to ensure accountability, to ensure transparency, especially at NGC and in the energy sector, because I'm quite concerned about what is going on in the energy sector and in particular at NGC. So firstly, I was asking a set of questions about Mr. Shiva Ramnarayan and his recent hiring at NGC, and in particular, based on the fact that he was terminated under questionable circumstances from both CAL and TSTT. Well, when I started to probe, no answers from the minister, and then the questions were being blocked. Secondly, I started to ask questions with respect to the refinery restarting, because of course last week we found out an Italian firm got a contract for $50 million US, 350 million TT dollars, a contract. So I started to ask some questions there. And in particular, when I started to touch on T.N. Ramnath and the Minister of Energy and possible meetings that they may have had with this Italian firm, I was blocked. Well, hear what Birdie is telling me between yesterday and today. Apparently, someone in the Parliament with authority in the House was, maybe still is, I ain't sure, the lawyer for both T.N. Ramnath and Shiva Ramnarayan. So I say, what trouble is this? So Trinidad and Tobago. That is what is going on in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. Well, I ain't giving it up. Continue to pursue, I shall. Take care.
Interesting, eh? Interesting, and we look forward to hearing more and more and more about these things. We look forward to hearing more and more and more on these topics and these things, because somehow or the other people feel and people really take us for fools in this country. You know that, right? Well, you know that there are some people who genuinely believe that the population is really stupid, eh? They really believe that. They believe that, you know, hey, we could play them. We could play them for fools. Yeah, man, we could take them for real fools. I looked at a video today. Someone sent me a video and you know, it just shows me, it makes me really wonder at times. Some people just have no shame, you know. No shame whatsoever. What am I talking about? I saw a video and I'm realizing more and more that the UNC is they're trying to get fresh faces. Because like most of the persons who would have supported them, apparently those persons have turned their back on them. So what the UNC have been doing now is that they have been getting fresh, trying to get, not, it rather be totally new but get voices that people would normally listen to. Yeah, they're getting those persons to come out and make statements for them. So I saw this video and I was taken aback. I said, nah man, this fella's serious, boy. He really want to do that? But anyway, you don't know what it entails for him. You know? So I want to listen to this video. Alright, after I'll take some of your calls. Alright? Well, take a listen to this video. I am confused, eh? I'm real baffled and confused by this video. Really baffled and confused by it. But again, you all listen to this video and tell me what all you think.
I want to be honest, and people could say what they want. You see, with this government, it have a better fairness, where equality of diversities are concerned. Yeah, because you know sometimes people that say, well, alright, this government is African, that government is Indian. Honestly, you're seeing everybody getting something. It could be how small it is. You mightn't get what you want, but you're not getting the opportunity to say, African people ain't getting this, or Indian people ain't getting this, or Douglas people ain't getting this. You're not getting that chance to say it under the UNC. And you could say what you want, that is the truth. And that because the leader of the party, you see Ms. Kamala Prasad Bisasa, she don't have that racialism within she. You understand? And me personally, being around a lot of the heads, me ain't see it neither, with plenty people. You understand? Me ain't see it. So that is a kudos to that. Just upkeep that, and we on the proper road. Laptop, African and Indian children gain. Grant, African and Indian gain. You're not getting the opportunity to say African people ain't getting nothing, because you know that is the customary thing. You know what has been sad? It has been sad to see. It's sad in one way and then it's good in the next way, because that's what government's supposed to do, right? Make sure it's equal, right? But you see, sometimes governments where they go class it as African governments, it is sad to see that they just leave the people undone now. But you know, someone saying, and then people who not even in the
Only wait. I'm confused. On one hand, you're saying that this government not racial. They're not racial. But when you watch the makeup of the boards, and stuff like that, there's more East Indian people than African people. One African per board as a token. You know, 1, 2, and that's it. Right? But he goes on to sink himself more by talking about we say the African government, or the government that don't see about African people. Olio. Right? Olio, he talking about laptop. He talking about my issue with it is, you know, somebody saying to me it's an old video. But if it's but he talking about Miss Bisasa.
Majority of that race had to come and take care of your own people for you now. If you understand what I'm saying. But that is what government's supposed to do, right? Make sure it's equal, right? But you see, sometimes governments where they go class it as African governments, it is sad to see that they just leave the people undone now. But you understand what I'm saying? And then people who not even in the majority of that race had to come and take care of your own people for you now. If you understand what I'm saying. But that is what our government's supposed to do. Straight. Areas ministers didn't even win. They're doing more in the areas for the people there than the ministers who's supposed to be doing. Well, when it is their power, they're still ain't doing anyhow. So, yeah.
You have a video with him talking about Philip Alexander. So clearly this is his modus operandi. There are videos with him where he said that how it's time to move on with this Philip talk about Mr. Alexander and give Mr. Alexander a chance and so clearly this is his new before he was a comedy person. I think this is his new comedy strip now. I had to put it that way. I feel this is his new comedy strip because you can't tell me that. Anyway, I'm going to take some calls because I go see the wrong thing. 464-7003. 464-7003. 464-7003. You all could call in and share your views on the clip. On the clips. All of the clip that I played so far, you all could call in and share your view on it and let me know how you feel. Alright? Because I sorry, you know. I'm sorry, but hello, good evening.
Pastor, good afternoon. Again, this individual is a paid individual. I happen to know him a great deal. He's a paid individual. Lady. He's a paid individual. Right? So the and half the time he knows, as you can see, half the time he clearly knows nothing of what he speaks. He's a paid individual. Have a good night.
All right, thank you very much. 464-7003. 464-7003. What is your take on all the things that we have talked about this evening? What is your take on it? 464-7003. All right. I sorry, but you see those blatant lies and misinformation and those kind of things that I don't know, boy. I don't know. Some people can just brush it off and move on, you know. But sometimes you need to highlight these people and show that they are on follies. They try to take people for fools. And at times, you just need to call them out. Right? So we talked about Carl and the airfare. We talked about the airfare to Tobago and the subsidy that may have to be cut. We talked about the nurses not being able to work properly, and somebody would have called CNC3 from Canada and say that hey, they think it's unfair. You know, Tim Gopi Singh. I think Mr. Gopi Singh is sinking the thing more and more. Yeah, Tim Gopi Singh is sinking the ship more and more. I seen a news report here where Gopi Singh nurses taking home over 80,000 from overtime. Mr. Gopi Singh, those are the same things that people had a problem with the other government, talking about how much money people making in Petrotrin. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Hello.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good evening.
I would like to ask a question.
I
heard the Muslim people and them they how much money they got from the government? I ain't the Baptist people get any money from the government.
When you say, I'm trying to understand what you mean. Where can I get the information that the Muslim people, what did they get money from the government for?
They get $1.something million from the government to help them with a e-day.
You sure about that, sir? Could I find where could I get that information? Where could I get?
I heard that in the news.
Where could I? That's what I'm asking you. Where can I find that in the news? Which news said that? Which news said that?
I heard that in the news on TV. I can't remember what news.
Well, I had to find the news because I'm a responsible talk show host here. So I can't just say something. I can't just run with what you telling me. I have to get the evidence of that. And on top of that, if that is so, then the Baptist community has to ask for money. The government will just give them the money. They have to request the money.
All right.
That's how it is done. If the Catholics want money, if the Catholics want, look, the Presbyterian Church in Marabella would have written to self-help to get money to fix the roof of the church in Marabella, and they got over hundred thousands of dollars to fix the roof.
All right. Okay.
So my thing is, if you want the money, you have to apply for the money.
I thought they were giving them the money just so.
No, you don't just, but they must know how much to give you. They can't just give you money just so. If I want to have a function in my church, let's just say I want to have an event on San Fernando Hill, right? You have to present them with a budget. Right? When you write to the government, you write to the office of the Prime Minister, you give them a budget. Okay, the sound system will cost me 20,000. Okay, this is what, and then they now will then send them attachment of receipts, not receipts, invoice of all the things that you are budgeted for. So okay, I'm getting a sound system from Black Gold. It costs 20,000. This is an invoice from them. They will then make out a check to Black Gold, or they may make out a check towards the church, and you now have to pay the persons, and then you send back those invoices to the ministry or to the office of the Prime Minister, so that they have proper accountability to know, well, okay, we gave Pastor Google 200,000, 100,000 to have an event, and he was accountable to us for the 100,000. So when he writes back again for another subvention or for money to have an event, we can give it him because he is trustworthy with such and such.
Even so be the case, they're not supposed to at least show the public how to utilize that money.
Who's that?
Like in the Muslim case. When they ask for the money from the government and the government gives them the money, they're supposed to at least have a breakdown how they spend the money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They would send that breakdown to the government. They wouldn't send that money. That breakdown is not for the population. That money and the population, I think there are times when the government in the budget, when they're reading out the budget response, they would say, okay, well, we have given intervention to this and that group, and these were the things that they would have done with the group, and the opposition could ask, okay, so you give the Muslim about 300,000, okay, could we get an outline of how they spend that 300,000? And the government would then, the receipts that I send in, they would then send it to the opposition will vet it and see, well, okay, those are proper suppliers, and yes, XYZ.
Okay. Well, I think I get you there. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, you have to apply for the money. You can't just get the money just so. You have to apply for the money, and when you apply for the money, then the government will seek to give it to you. You know, I don't know if Miss Barbara Burke and they would have applied. Michelle Benjamin might have applied because Michelle had a big celebration down Maruga today. Who again? Mr. Brathwaite and them might have applied. We don't know. I don't know who apply and who apply. I can't say. But I know the functions of the office of the Prime Minister and the Ministry of I don't think they have the Ministry of Ecclesiastical Affairs anymore. But those ministries would have done those things, those subventions for religious organizations. And that's why I was saying earlier on that the Emancipation Committee is not a religious organization. So they would write to the Ministry of Culture. And when they write to the Ministry of Culture, they would then get their subventions for, and then they are an NGO. And NGOs write to the ministry all the time and get subventions, get financing for stuff. That's different to a religious organization writing for money. It's different. So, really and truly, you know, somebody said that is how PNM does it, not UNC. I hear ya. No, I don't believe this person put that word there. I don't believe that's the word that person want to put. Anyway, hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Why are you answering good evening so rough? What have I done?
Okay. For somebody who don't want to have a show, well, people on, but what?
Only this for Diva. Are you bacchanalish?
How am I bacchanalish? I am very calm. I am just telling you. For somebody who didn't want to have a show.
Because it's a weekend, it's a holiday, and I thought that people would not want to be on.
Well, 600 something people didn't want to be on tonight.
As I said just now, sir, I thought because...
Why are you shouting? Why are you shouting?
I'm not shouting. You find the mic must be loud, but I'm not shouting.
Well, pull back from the mic a bit now.
Okay, I will do that, sir. Wow, I'm being told what to do, what to do. You're the engineer.
Just tell me how I'm talking to you, how I'm answering you, so...
Anyway, yes, sir.
Well...
No, I thought you called to talk about...
No, I just called to let you know that, I mean, watching the amount of people on and somebody who didn't want to have a show. That is why I called. So prove my point now.
To be a bacchanalist, that you called to do. Eh? Anyhow, anywho.
What's bacchanalist? What are you talking about? Look how nice I'm talking today. Very, very nice and calm.
True. I wasn't doing that by the gate today. When you were demanding I do a program. Anyway, anywho. So what's going on in your neck of the woods? What you cook today?
Food.
Okay. That's good. I ate food too.
So good. That's nice. Very nice.
Okay. So we're doing for the long weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday again.
What are you doing for the long? We now have some things coming up.
Yeah.
Some things coming up. That's nice.
That's real good, man.
Yeah.
Business blooming?
Yeah.
And you're an accountant?
No, thank you. I can count my money. Well capable of.
Wow. Interesting.
I hope you can come here. I've seen YouTube there, no? As a YouTuber.
Have a good evening, sir. Have a good evening.
Is that accountant?
Have a good evening, sir.
You see? Do so like so.
Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Blessings to you and yours.
Alright, you too.
Tell Marsha I said hello.
Have a good day. Bye. You're breaking up.
Tell Marsha I said hello.
You're breaking up. And I'm go on.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
I'll tell it to the nation then.
Okay.
I want him to tell his tell Marsha hello for me.
I am out.
I thought you're gone. I thought you're still doing there.
Okay. At what? And then you're breaking up. You're breaking up what?
Yes, Trinidad and Tobago. What's going on in Dubai? Oh, I was going to play something. Yeah, I was going to play something. When I wait for all your calls, I want to play something. Yeah, have it lined up here to player.
Vote at the United Nations on slavery.
Therefore, draft resolution A/80/L48 is adopted.
The UN General Assemblies declared that slavery is the gravest crime against humanity, specifically the enslavement of some 12 million Africans and their descendants through the transatlantic slave trade. The resolution put forward by Ghana was harshly criticized by the United States, where tens of millions of descendants of enslaved Africans live today. We'll be talking about that later on. First, I want to hear.
Hello, good night. I just want, I will be talking off topic. I ain't talking about the topic. I'm talking about, when I mentioned and talk about the amount of people that get fired since this government come in office, right? It's over 63,800 and something people get fired, you know. And that, you know what they're doing? Those people that get fired, some of them, I ain't saying all, but some of them going in groceries and taking up other people's goods, you know. People that buy the goods in the grocery, I visit in the security department of the groceries. You find some of them people who get fired because they don't have no money to buy things for their family. Them going in some of them groceries and just taking up people and walking out of it. You understand? And that's the kind of some of the things we're going on. But nobody ain't talking about that. They also affecting people, poor people again, who buy the little thing in the grocery. Because remember, them get fired. Them are walking away. So when them going to the grocery, when them going in the grocery and taking up other people's goods that they pay for already. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
You hear me? Right. I just wanted to bring that point on. That was going on, and it's not an easy thing. You understand? The fast and the people, and then people are hungry. They have to try to go to school. They have to buy the train. The train have to get food. They have to get clothes. All that kind of thing was going on. And like people in study, they ain't thinking about that. You understand? These things affecting normal other poor people who have a little change who going on and things. Them who get unemployed, some of them desperate, they don't have food. When them going to negotiate, then just taking up other people things that they don't pay for and then buy, then taking it and walking out.
All right.
You understand? All right. That is all for now.
Thank you. Oh boy. I don't know now, boy. This country game, I don't know. Ooh. I had the video, you know. Let me check and see if I have that video. I have that video, boy. I should have that video, you know. Let's see. I think my cousin sent me that video. Yes, I think my cousin sent me that video. Yes, she sent me that video. Alright. My cousin sent me the video. So I'm going to play the video now. Is the gentleman still on? Yes. Okay, I have another caller calling in. Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, Pastor Google. How are you doing?
I'm cool.
With respect to the video that you played with the young man, I think it raises a very pertinent point. Recently, the education minister was on one of the news networks, and he was pointing to the fact that the employers were asking him for more critical thinking and problem solving, I guess, subject matter for the students. So you're seeing a correlation between the inability to think critically. I remember you were mentioning recently about a program that you wanted to have with the young people called Critical Thinking.
Yes, we're having that program starting very soon.
Right? No, you're seeing the importance of it. I don't think, if you're looking at opportunities to interact with the public, like what tongues say and these different things, and you're listening to the responses of the individuals, you know, it lets us know that maybe, just maybe, academia in the country might be a stumbling block compared to yesteryear, and it may be filtering. If you could get a statement in the Parliament that a minister is the poster boy for ALTA, you know, it might be a canary in the coal mine as to we may have a problem that's filtering, that's starting from the ground up. You know, so from a visionary standpoint, I think you're on the right track when you're mentioning, when you're looking to pivot into a dimension for critical thinking for the young people. You have to be able to weigh the evidence, if you will, the pros and the cons. We used to hear that a lot, weighing the pros and the cons. I mean, for a statement to be made, somebody to make a statement and say, well, you know, whether it's a full government or another government, you know, you have to see about your people, but then seeing, as we call the last caller mentioned there, pushing 70,000 people on the breadline. And it appears to be East-West Corridor people, you know, Dr. Rowley warned about that. You will get a 10%, you know, but, you know, that mortgage and that car payment and thing might be a thing of the past. You know? And if you're looking globally, the purchasing power of the dollar, the current government was talking about devaluing the dollar. That is I don't know, that had to be a psychotic episode, because as you have something, the reserve currency for the globe, as that loses power, you see what it is going on, people calling it from the States and saying, hey, cost of living going up because the value of the dollar going down. Right? And then you look at the bond market, look at these things, all of these things is stuff that Short Young and them was trying to outline in the Parliament, putting on, like I say, a real masterclass. But if you're struggling with critical thinking and problem solving, you may not be able to really understand where it is he's coming from, you know. But then you have other episodes where people blowing in a bag and talking, you know, just craziness, and you have a Speaker of the House. Parliament is private chambers, you know, Pastor Google. So what is said in there, they could afford to talk crazy in there because it's private. You notice people very, very, very careful when they're talking in a public setting. That reaction protocol letter is no joke. Right? So I think it's something to be mindful of. With the education minister saying the employers saying that they need more critical thinkers and problem solvers, then it might mean have a bottleneck somewhere. You know, and I think the real example of that was Doge. Department of Government Efficiency, they started to let go people left, right, and center because why? Maybe not everybody that passes into the system really adding value when they get to where they you know, no wonder they had to fire, like I mentioned before, the whole Watson Duke thing. He's a man in energy now. I don't know how profitable that will be for us down the road.
All right. Thank you very much, caller.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. All right, the caller make some points there. I want to just play this for one of the callers who called in earlier on and was talking about the subvention and people getting money and churches and the Muslim community and stuff like that. Take a listen to this caller.
Your giving is truly a reflection of your spirit. May God continue to richly bless you and continue and guide.
One more on this side. One more.
yesterday we gave a grant to the church. We have 3 grants that we normally give. One is MRG, where we do a grant for minor repairs. We do also for disaster, IRAG, and then we have the CID, which is a development program where we help communities in construction, repairs, like what the church will be doing. So these grants, we do it in 2 phases. One is that you could do it directly with a contractor, or if the church has the assistance from the community, we just give the grant, we supply the material. So we do it either we supply material and labor, or we just supply material and the community will provide the labor.
We are available to service all. We look forward for new applicants who we can assist them through the process, because ensuring that it is equitably delivered through everyone throughout the night, through Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, I just want to thank Self-Help for dispersing and helping my community by giving a certain amount, giving that check over. When coming to the church, the Marabella Presbyterian Church, they always help our area. You know, they are always in support of the residents here, and when coming to any disaster, and I just want to thank them.
San Fernando East, just want to make sure you understand. Please, please and thanks, no, we can't handle that as a member of Parliament. Please and thanks. Alright? Alright, so it's 5 minutes past 11. 5 minutes past 11. And I want to play this clip again for you guys. And I hope that you listen carefully. And let's celebrate. We need to celebrate this.
Vote at the United Nations on slavery.
Therefore, draft resolution A/80/L48 is adopted.
The UN General Assembly has declared that slavery is the gravest crime against humanity, specifically the enslavement of some 12 million Africans and their descendants through the transatlantic slave trade. The resolution put forward by Ghana was harshly criticized by the United States, where tens of millions of descendants of enslaved Africans live today. We'll be talking about that later on. First, I want to hear...
Song is Big Sail. The name of the singer, Queen Victoria.
Africans, for sale, for sale, for sale. Africans, for sale, for sale, for sale.
All you good, yes? I was lying with some old men before the election, and well, I was amazed of their discussion. They were discussing the election of 2025. How Africans were selling cheap and UNC buying dead or alive. One old man shout out, fellas, give me your attention. UNC can't win by themselves, no election. You see, they're sitting and they're planning to make a decision. So she called out Shilaga, who the old FIFA wanted man. She said, call the trade union, let me start negotiations. And we could call out a big sale and we go buy out some Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Sing the thing. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. She don't have all she chance and she the honor rhymes.